Land ho, Quora sailors! We've got a great live show coming up in New York City, the City of Lights.
It's at August 5th at Caveat. Go check the description of this to get a ticket link and come to our live show.
And until then...
Quora bye!
Quora bye! We're back at Quarators. It's 105 degrees.
Really is.
We're here, your two hot co-hosts, Alex and Jeremy. I'm Alex.
I'm Jeremy. How's it going?
Oh, that's quite well. You're going to love this. This is actually a pleasant surprise I have behind my back for you.
What is this?
I've booked a very special guest.
No.
That's right. All the way from Hollywood, USA. It's legendary comedian Drew Morgan. Hello, Drew.
Hello. Thanks for having me on. Now that I'm a legend, I don't always say yes to these, but I'm very pumped about your podcast.
Hey, it took a lot of days on our assistant's calendar to get you here, but now that we got you there, I gotta ask, how is the Hollywood sign?
It's doing well. It's a little dirty. I think they're going to clean it soon. They clean it with the blood of children, I think, once a year.
That's good. And that gets all the grime off because it's like thicker.
Yeah.
Blood is famously thicker than water.
Indeed. Especially when it's someone who, didn't get cast in the WB show.
Right. They have a lot of what's the word? Anxiety. The animus of betrayal. Yeah, in their blood. I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
That cleans the H.
Yeah, it's the cortisol. These kids are always in fight or flight. So that's really how you get the stains out.
You really get the stains out. I'm not a chemist myself. Well, I got to ask you, as you are appearing on our show, which does have a theme to it, kind of a random question. Have you ever been on Quora.com?
Yes, I have. Not a lot, but I've been on there. Quora, so there's only two places when you try to ask the internet about drugs, there's only two places where you can get a don't do this answer. Like if you're ever like, hey, can I mix my allergy medication with Molly? Everyone's going to tell you no, except for Reddit and Quora.
That's right.
And Reddit, it's tough because it's like some guy's like, I did it. I do it all the time and I'm fine. But then his username is like burnout 420. You're like, are you fine? And then Quora is like, don't do it because that's what, Beelzebub wants. And it's like some old lady in her basement, turn to Jesus, 1-800-TRUTH for more.
I forget the community name, but we found a explicit.
We Love Drugs.
Oh yeah, it was the We Love Drugs community on Quora was just tweakers, and it was just
it rocked.
Real heads encouraging their friends to keep doing hard drugs.
Yeah. And
they'd take pictures of them. They'd be like, I've been sanding this bench for 3 days. And then there's just a wooden nub and a guy smiling at you.
They would talk about drugs like it was when you're running and you got to get past the wall. You just got to keep fighting, keep grinding out there, man. You're doing great work.
The runner's high.
Hallucinogens, I hope, and not uppers.
It was a lot of everything.
It was all of the above. It really.
The wall is death.
Yeah.
Hallucinogens, I think the wall might be ego death, but I don't know.
Anything goes on there. Okay, well, it sounds like you're pretty prepared for the show. We're going to start.
I like Quora, and I like that you guys are doing it instead of Reddit. I feel like a lot of people are doing the Reddit thing, and it's no, this is where the real juice is.
Yeah,
it's a hidden jewel.
We would only ever comment on Reddit behind a paywall, which we do.
Only for around $5 every month. That would be what I would need to go on Reddit.
I got to get paid to be on that website.
Unless I'm there for
free.
Video digital trading card game purposes. And then I have a lot of opinions and I'm pretty active in forums. But other than that.
Do you guys remember the one that was local? They got rid of it. It was real bad where it was it's set up the way Quora is, but it was just who was that guy downtown that I saw today?
This is next door.
Black people in this town. It wasn't next door. It was before next door. It was for small towns mostly. And dude, it was gnarly.
This isn't like, there's no chance you're referring to Craig's List.
No, not Craig's.
My good
list.
friend
This is the
Craig's
government's
list. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's too many people have had too many great website ideas for us to narrow this down, but we are just going to jump right into the show. We have one recurring segment on here where we ask a question at the end of the show, and then at the beginning we check back to see how we did. And we banked 5 of these in a row 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they had a lot of time to comment on this one.
Yeah.
This Quora is, if you shot a gun at Earth from the moon, would it hit the Earth?
I think it would.
I think it would.
If you had a
I
good
think
enough
you'd nail
gun.
that thing, man. I think you'd blast it to
If
hell.
it was an American-made gun.
Yeah, as long as it's not a Soviet coward weapon.
Yeah, I think it would have to. I think that the way physics works in an absence of gravity, as long as it can get off the moon, would it come back to the moon? Because if you shot a gun straight up at the moon, it would come back and land on Earth because there's gravity. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it'll make it past the pull of the moon's gravity, and then it's got nothing, keeping it from going towards Earth. And then it's going to get sucked in by Earth's gravity.
Here's my one concern, and this is mostly based from watching the hit television show Gundam, and that is that things burn up in the Earth's gravity, and then they don't make it to the bottom. So you need to shoot a big bullet.
I think you would need, realistically, you would need pretty high, escape velocity?
You would need high escape velocity. I see you've been peeking at the answers.
No. Is that what they say?
Yeah, it's gonna pop up.
I think you've convinced me now with I didn't think about that. It's not going to make it. Plus, also, I don't know how fast is the moon going? Pretty fast.
Yeah, that thing's got to slow down.
What's up with the moon? It's been fucked up lately, according to all the women I know.
Yeah, there's too many freaking babies hexing it.
Yeah,
God
the baby
damn.
witches tried to hex it, which, what a mistake.
Can you hear this cookie? Because I'm not going to stop
a little
eating
bit.
it.
Yeah, we should still make Drew
I'm
louder,
not
though.
going to
Is that
stop
this
eating
one?
it. Yeah, pump Drew in there.
Pumping Drew up.
Okay, yeah, but they got to stop doing that.
Hexing the moon?
You can't talk shit to the moon. You cannot talk shit to the moon. You're laughing in the face of God.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the tides, motherfucker.
Jeremy, what do we got for our answers on
Okay,
this?
let's see. Almost everyone said no, and you're an idiot. So
That's going to be doubled down that we all thought yes.
I think the real
This
answer.
podcast is why Alex is just eating.
This is a video podcast.
I need my blood sugar's falling right now.
Oh, it's not video? Then I will stop referring to anything.
No, this is
visual.
video. It is
No,
video.
it's all on video.
I was saying it's worse than, if it was audio.
Alex is talking shit to the moon metaphorically right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got to turn his life.
So
Go
we're
back to
idiots.
school.
Why
you
are we idiots?
Fucking planetary being.
I mean, the answer is just that the fastest commercial bullet out there only goes about half of lunar escape velocity, so what goes up would still come down even on the moon. I still think it would be funnier, though, if you shot a bullet at the Earth and then it hit the Earth and it exploded like in Star Wars, but, what could you do?
Yeah, I guess that would be funny. Also, can I just say this is the best answer we've ever gotten on Quora, where somebody directly addresses the question correctly?
They do say there may be a military bullet / shell that breaks the 2.4 kilometers per second velocity needed, but if so, I don't know what it is.
Well, you
to
gotta-
me, is yes, there is, and he knows about
Okay,
it, and he
nerd.
can't say it.
Give us a better answer. Like that. Okay,
fuck
that
that
one
guy.
was right. But does anybody have any thoughts on the Jews? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? 4 answers down.
Well, there isn't a section that's like answers that need improvement. So these.
Okay. I'll let you
Anthony
read this.
Bingham says, "You stupid moron! The moon is 250,000 miles away. Go play with yourself, idiot."
Go play with yourself.
Yeah, they go jack.
Why
off.
did you upvote that?
Because they
Told
want
us
us
to
to go-
goddamn play with ourselves.
They said to play with
I
yourself.
mean, I feel like we got to defend ourselves for saying maybe yes, because I feel like if you can get past the moon's gravitational pull, then there's literally nothing holding you back, right?
Yeah.
In an empty space, an object in motion will stay in motion, right?
that's true.
So we're not dumb, Quora.
We say that every week on this podcast, and this is I am a little embarrassed that there is not one single yes on here,
I mean-
and they are all hard no's.
The escape velocity on the moon is around 5,300 miles per hour, 6 times faster than sound.
Yeah.
So I don't know those proper words, but my brain did process it that way. But I was just like, I think a bullet would get out because you see the guys walking and they can all
Yeah.
jump like Michael Jordan. It's like, well, if they can do that, then a
Yeah,
bullet
right?
can leave.
A bullet's got that dog in them.
Yeah, where I grew up, a lot of dogs had that bullet in them.
That's true.
That's sad.
They had the mange. We were doing the best we could.
Okay, let's read some of these questions. Oh, we have a new space of the week?
Yeah, we have a new space of the
Oh, I'm
week.
so
I also
excited.
we need to say before we finish the last segment of
Okay.
last time on Quorators that if
Last
you
time.
must answer one of our questions for the podcast, be sure to always include in your answer the word scrambled eggs. The word is scrambled eggs, then we will know you're a listener of the show and not just some
Quora weirdo.
Because otherwise, you want to make sure you're out of the roast zone. Because otherwise, me and the J-Dog are going to take the gloves
Yeah,
off on
because
you.
if
That's the
it's a
last
random
thing you
person, we go,
want.
fuck you, dumbass. And then we see scrambled eggs and we're like, but they're just a cool guy.
You come to my house?
All right. Well, anyway, our new space of the week. Quora has a bunch of like I don't know, it's like subreddits, but for Quora, and so it's worse than subreddits. So
Yes.
So this one, someone sent this to us, I think, right?
So we just received so many submissions from the same area. I decided to do it as a space of the week.
Great.
They're not all hits, but these are 3 really good
Yeah, but
ones.
I like it. Okay, space of the week. Do you want to hit a sound effect for that, or do we need one? Or?
I don't think we decided on a space of the week sound effect, but well, let's do the tried and true.
Killing spree.
Okay.
There you go.
This is Darkest Secrets. Darkestsecrets.quora.com. These are the darkest secrets that
On
anyone
Quora.
has. I just love whenever they have these like forbidden knowledge or darkest secrets. It's like, no one's allowed to know this, but we have written it on Quora, the one place you're allowed to discuss these questions.
And if you're curious, you can look it up on my forum. It's very clearly organized.
So this is a very dark secret. I don't know if any of us have even heard of this idea, but can you cuddle in prison? That's the question. Can you cuddle in prison?
I have literally never thought about this.
I don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
I guess
you
it's
might get like,
stopping
beat up
you?
or whatever.
I kind of thought there'd be like more cuddling in prison because you're so
Yeah,
scared
dude.
all the time.
Yeah. Because a lot of
There's
times you have like
definitely-
bunk beds.
There's definitely sex in prison. I think there's definitely some cuddling in prison.
Yeah. It's like asking, is there foreplay in prison?
Well, there's also people who take on man, what a fucking bee's nest this is. There's people who sort of switch genders, and some of them only do it in prison or do not claim otherwise to be transgender. I used to be a criminal defense lawyer. My brother's in prison. So this is like a very weird, it's like, hey, this is fun. It gets real dark real quick though. So like human
These are
touch,
dark secrets.
human touch is like actually sort of required for humans. Like we
So
really
true.
actually need it. So I'm going to say there's 100% cuddling in prison. And the question of can you, well, like who's going to stop you?
That's
A
what I'm
guard?
saying.
I guess the goddamn warden, when he
Yeah.
sees the kind of truth I'm brewing up in my cell.
As long as you're cuddling people who are of your same race, I think it'll be fine. Maybe if you try to cross pollinate, the gangs will get mad. I don't know.
Yeah, society at large trying to stop you when you're cuddling. But yeah, this is a dark secret, and if you are going to prison soon, these are like the kinds of things you could look up in advance.
Sure.
We're going to say yes.
Yeah, you can cuddle. Don't worry about it, dog.
You can and you must.
You must to make it through.
I also think that like it is definitely less. Like not everybody will cuddle.
That's probably
whether it be
true.
homophobia or just like fear of
Just
getting
not
beaten
into
up or
it.
called gay or whatever.
Well, you're gonna need a real buddy, a real BFF.
I think
You're
you
gonna get
should.
the cuddling
I know there's
going.
rules about how you're not allowed to jack off in prison, which I think they should get rid of.
Oh no!
They should let people jack off.
What is that? They're just like counting up your
Hey, stop
demerits
jacking
on
off.
that? Yeah.
Hey, you.
You got just like a hose they spray you with.
I don't know, probably.
No, I think it's more of we got to live here too. So if you do that, we're gonna beat your ass. There's a lot of if you do that, we're gonna beat your ass, which is why I understand this is a legitimate question. Because the question is like, if I cuddle, are they gonna beat my ass?
Sure. That's true.
But
All right, well, let's read
I think
these
you can get away
answers.
with it.
If yeah, I mean, you can circumvent all these by being the top dog in the yard on a Baki Hanma kind of level, and then you can really jack off and cuddle as much as you want.
See, this is why I'm going to
And-
start.
and they do.
I'm going to start a company that is what the right fears, and that's called Woke Prison. And you're going to be able to cuddle as much as
Okay.
you want in Woke Prison, and people are going to be mad about it.
You can put
Do
whatever.
you go to woke prison for not being woke enough?
Oh,
being
that's a
too
good
woke?
question. You go there for being too woke.
I guess
You're
would,
gonna lock me up for loving gay people too much.
It depends on who's in power, Drew.
I'm
and that's
too
the
big of an
sad
ally.
fact of it.
It's a private prison.
Yeah, Jeremy changed since he came back from woke prison.
Okay, let's see. Jennifer Hahn says, in Missouri prisons, they forbid all touching unless one is doing another's hair, in which case must be done in the day room. But in reality, all
they
who want to
also
cuddle-
in every prison they forbid cigarettes. Every prison
Really?
has people smoking. In every prison they forbid drugs. Every prison has drugs. So I'm not interested in what the
Right.
prisons have to say about this personally. You guys are believing too much in big prison. I'm not interested in big prison industrial complex views on cuddling. I want to know what 8-Ball thinks. Is he
Right.
letting us do it?
You never know. You never know. Now, there are 45 answers on this, but
48.
how many of them will make me sad?
I'm trying to find the ones that aren't. I'm trying to
We
find
have
the
two
good
other
ones.
questions that maybe won't at all.
Okay, so we can move on from there.
Let's just simply move on. Although I will say Temple of Bapu the Wise says no.
But then they say it several more times.
Yeah.
And then they
You know,
said,
which-
I thought I already answered this.
I wish my brother would call right now. Like he calls every once in a while in the middle of the day. I wish so bad he'd call right now, just pop him in. You know,
That
like,
would
hey,
rock.
they want to know if there's cuddling.
You're live on Quora Raiders.
Guess
we
what,
gotta
dog?
know.
Can you cuddle? All right, let's move on.
Of course,
from
then
this
I'd also have to explain to someone who's been in prison for a decade what a podcast is.
question. Are you not allowed to listen to podcasts in prison?
No, I think you probably are. If you can get if you can get a device to listen to it on. I know that some friends of mine who were associated with the podcast, the Trillbillies,
Sure.
they have a radio show where they allow people to call in and give a message that then the people in the prison in that town can hear on the radio.
Okay.
So I think it's like it's less that you can't listen to podcasts and more like you can't have a phone. So it's a matter of how you
Right.
get it.
Do they still got Vine in there?
They got Vine. They're all recording Vines.
I assume in prison it's 2010. That's part of the
They
punishment.
all love Bo Burnham in prison.
They're just doing gags, pretending to be dead, freaking the guards out.
Yeah, they're all
Hey.
planking.
All you stop planking. Stop Harlem shaking in there.
That new milkshake trend with Grimace would go over well, but it's just with
True.
like the mystery meatloaf.
Okay, I got another dark secret for you guys. This is on the Quora subreddit, subquora Darkest Secrets. When a girl calls you daddy, what do you call her?
When a girl calls you daddy, what do you call her?
Now, I assume this question is between lovers, but you can assume that this is a father asking what to do about his daughter.
It can be, and that's the power of names.
I'm always saying
I
that.
wouldn't.
The question is definitely revealing a lot about the asker because it didn't ask when a woman, and I'm not even
Sure.
trying to be funny. It's just definitely like a 20-year-old who's just starting to like date and is
Yeah.
run into somebody with more experience than him. This is my opinion.
Sure.
Baby girl or baby is, I
Oh.
think, generally. Yeah.
I mean, because if you're role playing as a daddy, that's what a daddy would say, isn't
So
it?
you think that this girl was like, "Hey, daddy," and he was like, "Hold on," and then he opened up his phone and opened up Quora and was like, "What do you do?"
He's studying Biggie Smalls skits from between songs.
I think he was hitting it from the back. She was like, "Give it to me, daddy," and he
Sure.
got in his head because he didn't know what to say back. He was like, "I'll give it to you, Laura." And he didn't like that. He didn't like how Laura felt.
Give it to me, daddy. I don't know what to say back to this.
Yeah,
We
I
are
think
not
it's
related.
Baby or baby girl, or maybe this is risky if you just met her. You know, slut. So,
Okay.
some of them like that.
Yeah, you should
true.
work out in a Dungeons and Dragons style appendix of names before
Sure.
you start if you have the time.
And then you got to
I think
roll
there's
to see
also
how it
a
goes.
myth with young people, it seems when they first start having sex that like it's unsexy to just ask. Just ask her, dude. Just be like, hey, next time I'm knocking the bottom out of that, or halfway, whatever. What do you want me to call you? And she'll just tell you. If she
Yeah.
called you daddy without asking you, she will love it if you ask her. I guarantee it.
Right. She's not going to want you to go on Quora.
Quora says.
This is only a darkest secret from her, I think.
Well, Quora has a pretty similar answer to what we're saying, I think. So this is Max Contacts, who is a former prospector, which
1971 to
I
2016.
didn't know that prospectors were still around, but
Prime
good for you.
prospecting
gold?
years. It doesn't say, Drew.
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say what he was prospecting.
But Max says, to label someone is to diminish them. They become that one thing. Labeling speaks volumes about the shallow intellect of the person who does that. The only one allowed to call me daddy is my daughter, and she just calls me dad. No one is one-dimensional. Avoid labels; they do not serve you, and
I
they
think
shut
you're
down a
pretty one-dimensional,
relationship.
Max. You fucking loser.
I think you should say that while
sucks.
having sex. When she's like, give it to me, daddy, and you're like, to label someone is to diminish them.
Fuck Max. That's the number one answer. Like that got upvoted.
Yeah, this got 15 upvotes, and then that has comments on it, and it's like people are like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Stop being weird, Max.
Kent
Jesus,
Mitchell says,
Max.
"If she wants, she can call me just about anything. Just don't call me late for dinner."
Oh my
Fucking got him. Upvote for
Max
Kent.
is never recovering from that.
I want to look up Max.
He's going back to the mines
okay.
of
Reddit is your
silence.
burnout uncle. Cora is your lame stepdad.
To be fair about Max, who says that he is a prospector, he has looked more like a prospector than anyone ever. He's
He's a human cartoon prospector.
he's like a
Please do not
70-year-old man
diminish him.
with a big beard and a big hat.
He has like the Jurassic Park hat. The only
Yeah.
thing he's missing is a large pickaxe over his shoulder in this photo.
Maybe
Otherwise,
he sifts
Well-
in the river.
I used to be a public defender. I never would prosecute somebody, but I think this is the first person who should go to woke prison.
We haven't figured out
Snuffy
what it is
Smith.
yet, but I think once we get enough people in there, we'll be able to sense the vibe, and then we'll
Yeah.
know like what's supposed to be there.
he's gonna be digging for pronouns in woke prison. Hope your pickaxe helps you
Give it a
there.
pronoun. You are forced to be they them.
I found a he.
I just
really funny.
love that we have woke Snuffy Smith telling us not to label people because they got called daddy in bed.
I am a father.
See,
one
this is
person
what
says
woke prison
Uber.
should be used for, actually. Not loving gay people, just being so uptight that you can't even fathom someone being called daddy. Because it's like, what? It's like we've circled back to being Puritan. What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
There's a
here?
girl on here, Nina Silva, who agrees with you, Drew, because she says, based on experiences I had, I usually call a guy daddy when he should really deserve the title. But guys who get called
What does
daddy
that mean?
sometimes tend to call the girl baby girl, princess, angel, bunny, kitten, love. But then she says,
Kitten.
if it's a girl
calling you daddy.
calling you daddy, wait, what? She might be expecting my pretty slut. So you were like right on the money from this girl who has been called daddy.
And again, you gotta just work out your Excel sheet before you get started because there's a wide variety.
This
of,
is why on your bed frame you put the cheat sheet so
I'm
you can
picturing
see it.
the Final Fantasy skill node system from Final Fantasy X, where you can tech into fuck slut from
That's a good idea.
Angel.
Here's an idea. This is what if you don't want to confuse the guy you're with. Let's say you're a girl who wants to call someone daddy. Get the tattoo on your back of the things that you like to be called in response to daddy. So you can just
I
read it.
dated her
like, oh.
too. She's pretty cool. I didn't know we ran in the same circles. Dude.
Throw a little Ouija board tattoo on your back.
You two are kind of a lot alike, huh? It's kind of wild.
All right, what are we doing?
Two
here?
daddies.
Yeah.
Two daddies on the pod. Also, I feel like we skipped right past the fact that the prospector guy is just
Sure.
getting. You get to picture him having like hard sex when he shows up on Quora.
He's biting
But
into
yeah,
your
if
boob.
they're throwing daddy at you,
That's
out of
not a real
nowhere,
piece of gold.
He's chewing on it to see if it's fool's boob.
It's fool's boob. Podcasting is so
Fool's
easy.
boob is a very powerful talisman. Okay, what's
Sorry, I think I cut you off, Drew. Also,
No, that was better. I haven't heard anything beating fool's boob. Dude.
all right,
I
let's
had
read the
fool's
next one of
boob.
these.
You had fool's boob as a joke. I was about to offer fool's boob up as content. You know what I mean?
Okay, this is our last dark secret. Why does everyone keep throwing plastic cups at me and laughing at me? It makes me very, very upset. What can I do about this?
See, this is a dark secret.
This is genuinely very sad.
I think they should all be like this on Darkest Secrets.
yeah.
Everyone is throwing plastic cups and
Here's my
laughing at
question.
me.
Dear Quora, why is everybody laughing at me?
Why did they throw cups? I am not the trash.
Well, Daniel
Everybody.
Guerrera.
It's the word everybody that's getting me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The teachers are.
And the assumption that we'll know.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, maybe because you ask questions like this on the internet to strangers, that could be part.
There's two answers here, and both of them suck. They're both really bad.
There's not a good one. Yeah.
One of them is because you look like human-shaped garbage can. So that's not very nice.
That's not
Well,
nice.
do they? Is there a picture like with the prospector?
No, unfortunately.
Is it the prospector's wife?
That would rock. I wonder if you
What, this
can
whole
see it.
community is just that one prospector sharing his darkest secrets.
Yeah, they're throwing cups at you because they want you to sift through the river for gold.
Why won't they show us this nice man's photo, huh?
I'm gonna find it.
Why does this website hide all my favorite answers?
They have no photo. Their name is Robin Anderson. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's this feels like something that happened once. And now they're like, why does everyone do this to me?
Yeah, this person seems annoying anyway.
I think it's probably because they like stood up at the wrong time in a baseball game or something like that. I'm trying to think of situations where everyone throws cups at you.
Yeah, specifically cups too, not like
I'm
they're
picturing.
throwing garbage at me. They're like, everyone's got cups.
Yeah, maybe. What are you at? Like a kegger, like an old fashioned frat kegger.
Sure, maybe.
When does
You're
everyone
like wearing
have cups?
like the equivalent of like wearing not green on St. Patrick's Day, but to a frat party.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
It would be
Sorry.
It'd be so funny if like that is what it is, but there's a legitimate reason. It's like this guy comes in and like grabs women's butts at every frat party. So every time he shows up, they like just start throwing cups at him. He's like, "Why is everyone always doing this to me?"
We
Your
protect
nickname
us.
is Rape McAllister. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Here's another question from this same person who I think is a woman. She says, I have an employee who is great at his job, but keeps harassing and trying to kiss my female employees. Do I fire him? Maybe they're throwing cups at you because you suck.
Because you're a bad manager.
Because he won't fire you.
You don't
You're
protect
harassing
your employees.
Guess where you're going? Yeah, woke
and
jail.
I kind of nailed it. I knew there was some sort of like, you deserve this, and it's because you're not protecting people who need to be protected.
That's right.
Your bully's instincts proved right again.
Bullying works. They also ask, what makes the wheels on the bus go round?
Go round and do, which is not the lyrics to the song.
No, it's not.
It makes me want to throw cups at the.
I hate this person. All right, let's move on from our space of the week. Let me close these.
I got really pissed off about that.
All right, this is our next segment.
It's almost like I want to throw cups at them now.
I do for real. I really do want to throw cups at them.
This next question is perfect for Drew because he's a man of the political discourse and commentary. This is our
All right, here we go.
next segment, the quiz course. Here on the quiz course, we take the finest topics of the day and we say, how about that? What do you
Sorry.
think about that? Do you
Alex's
like it?
cat just tried so hard to jump on the chair and really failed.
Yeah, she really fucked up, but she's not quite on camera, so that's too
No,
bad. Anyway,
sorry.
yeah, so
Anyway.
this is kind of our political segment, and sometimes it's more political than others, but this is a pretty good example. The question is, why do liberals turn red with rage when someone says, let's go, Brandon?
I cannot say. I do not know.
Why do they
Okay,
turn...
I'll take a stab at it.
How could
I'll take a
why
stab
could-
at it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
This is one of those things where, you know, obviously most people don't care. Liberal, progressive, whatever. The ones who do, it's because they are the most boring people that have ever existed. And by the way, anyone who says that to a liberal also fits in that little Venn diagram of like, you guys deserve each other. I hope you find love across the political spectrum. That's what Love on the Spectrum's new season should be about.
Love
It's
on the
people
political
who
spectrum.
have "Let's Go Brandon" tattooed on their car, and people who give a fuck that they do, just like forced to be,
Sure.
dating each other. That's what I'd be into.
It gets
Yeah.
the
So that's
juices
my-
flowing.
What's up?
You know, like the natural chemistry between
Sure.
the couple of the Brandon, anti-Brandon, like the yin to the yang, just have like this constant bedroom jungle juice kind of thing happening where they're pulsing, they're so alive for each other because they both want to live with and kill the
Both have
president.
strong feelings about
alternatively.
Brandon.
Yeah, the power of Brandon is he lives through all of us.
I would
Yeah,
watch Love on the Political Spectrum.
I think you should write romance novels based around this theme, Alex.
Sure.
I think you'd be good at that.
Thank you for saying so, and I wouldn't turn down the opportunity.
Don't let your dreams be dreams, dude. And the only time I've seen anyone actually like make what felt like a real complaint about that was someone making the complaint of like, hey, our 13-year-olds know that means fuck Joe Biden. So could you stop chanting fuck Joe Biden? Like that sort of like weird, like, come on, be better than this. But even that, it's like they're not going to be better than this.
Well, I just didn't realize like so many conservatives want to fuck Joe Biden.
Well, he's got a tight body.
I think the Let's Go Brandon thing was funny because it like went from like conservatives saying Let's Go Brandon to like leftists ironically saying Let's Go Brandon to like Joe Biden on stage saying Let's Go Brandon within like 3 days. Like that was the course of it where he was like, I don't know who this Brandon guy is.
That's me. I'm Brandon.
Yeah, it definitely shows you how the internet can ruin something that is pretty funny. Because I don't know if you know the origin of that, but at a NASCAR race, hey, my people, we have culture.
Shout out.
They were chanting "fuck Joe Biden,"
right?
And the announcer, it was coming through on the audio on the television. The announcer goes, "Oh, they're saying," and the person in the lead's name was Brandon. They're saying, let's go, Brandon. That is an objectively hilarious way for someone at a corporate network job to try and handle the fact that the entire crowd is chanting fuck Joe Biden.
Also, why are you chanting that?
Hilarious.
Like, why are you chanting about Joe Biden at a NASCAR event?
I mean, have you been to a NASCAR event? I imagine there's a lot of downtime between laps.
Like, I feel like it's like I've gone to like Islanders games in New York where they're all chanting like "fuck the Rangers," and you're like, the Rangers aren't here.
Yeah, but
why are you talking about Joe Biden?
Why are you chanting about the Rangers?
He could have been there.
That's true. Maybe he was.
I was about to say, why are you chanting at the Rangers for the one game the president is visiting?
Well, it's just like, you know, we all have to lift our voices up. You know what I mean? We all have to be heard, even if they're not literally heard. Look, I don't know, dude. Why are they doing anything at a NASCAR race? Alex was, I think, onto something there because it's 300 laps. Yeah. And there's only like 8 women there. After they all get their titties out, you need something to do till the end of the race.
It's like a long event.
Have you been to one, Drew?
Yeah, I've been to one. Yeah.
Are they fun?
Yeah, like if you're down in the party area, sure, because
it's the greatest day of my life.
What'd you say?
I said it's the greatest day of my life.
Well, it's just a kegger in a field while something's going on behind you, and then at the end, you know, it's like, oh, it's close. That's exciting. Sure, that's my take on it.
Oh, I hope they keep driving that fast.
Where did y'all grow up?
I'm from New York, Long Island.
And I'm a little bit more real America from Massachusetts.
Alex is a
Ever
Kennedy.
heard of it?
Few know that.
But sir, do you enjoy your NASCAR races? What do you think of those?
That's why Alex is always drooling. He's a Kennedy.
Many people love NASCAR, not on Long Island, probably on Staten, but like, no, it's a white trash party. And look, I love a white trash party, but you're going to have some what the fuck moments. And definitely one of them was that being a chant at all. I don't know what was going on, dude.
Not the
people
kind
are obsessed with politics.
Not the kind of event Joe Biden enjoys where he's at a competing rink with a train going as fast as it can in a circle 300 times.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, that
I
would
would love to go to that
train
event.
racing.
Train racing?
They wouldn't. They'll try to stop it. They'll try to stop our powerful ideas.
I would love to do train racing. That sounds awesome.
Beginning of a new Green Deal.
New Green Deal. No one is saying anything interesting on this Quora. One person says, "Oh muffin, oh cupcake." I don't really.
Oh muffin, oh cupcake. That isn't rage. So we're turning red for a different reason that we can't discuss right here. They're just so fucking horned up right now.
One guy says we are turning red.
Romance novel.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Love on the political spectrum.
And I think that you should do like a fanfic where Biden and Trump fuck.
Yeah.
And there's like this battle of who's going to be the top. And that would really be a page turner.
And then one of them calls the other one daddy, and the other one doesn't know what to say back, so he goes on Quora.
Have Trump and Biden did do the when they were debating, they did the handshake thing, right? Because Trump always
handshake thing.
Well, Trump had this move when he was president, and I guess for his whole life, where he shakes your hand and then he has to win the handshake. So he's like pulling you over. And if I'm remembering correctly, I believe he did it to Joe, and then Joe didn't let him have it, and so they were kind of doing like a
Just held hands for a really long time. That's
They're
awesome.
just two geriatrics yanking
Joe
each other
started like
around on
rubbing
television.
his little finger on Trump's wrist.
You're hurting my thumb.
Maybe Muffin was right. Like I'm sensing sexual tension in this story. I don't know if it's that or just every time Alex tells a story, I get horny. But like, I feel like she's right. They get red faced because they're all horned up, man.
This is feedback we get all the time on
That
the show.
Alex is. There are actually a lot of people who listen and watch this podcast who are horny for Alex.
They're all getting more. and more
It's a bit
horny.
much.
We are just trying to go to work right now, people. Oh,
There, he
Muffin.
said it. I love it when he says "go to work."
People are very
Say it
horny
again,
for
Daddy.
Alex.
Oh, cupcake.
All right, let's get on to forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, we still got 6 of these.
Slam that.
Let's
Slam
go.
that button.
Let's go.
Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. You're here at the Forbidden Knowledge segment. These is the questions that they don't want you to know because you'll be too powerful and because they're forbidden. And also, it's kind of a catch-all for questions that don't go in the other category.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous seems like a bad name for a category. So
Yeah. Okay. This question is: does Godzilla ever get bored and tired of being alive?
I see why they're forbidden. We're not allowed to talk about lizard suicide.
It's true. It's so hard to talk about Godzilla mental illness in this day and age.
It's so funny to think about Godzilla having an existential crisis. he's stomping the buildings because he's lonely, guys.
Yeah.
it kind of
Godzilla's
reminds
don't
me of
do
that
that.
Pearl Jam song, Godzilla Jeremy.
Godzilla blasted his razor rays.
You love that song, man.
I wanted to say
you
laser
love that,
rays,
man.
and I said razor rays.
So lizards, okay. And this is not the first time we've discussed Godzilla on the program.
So many times.
Who we've
Really?
decided is a hermaphrodite, or in some depictions a woman. But throughout all of them, Godzilla is always a beautiful lizard, which means that they might not have actually the brain meat to get sad or tired of being alive as much
Sure.
as just like yearning for a ray of sun that they can kind of pose in.
You
for
know
a
how
while.
like when your cat wants your attention and just starts eating plants or whatever?
Yeah.
That's Godzilla like destroying Tokyo. He's like, why won't you play with me with the laser pointer anymore?
Yeah, it's the
don't-
laser pointer's nuclear radiation.
Yes.
I don't want to get too serious on you guys' podcast, but I want you, Alex, to look into my baby blue eyes and hear me when I say this. I've been advocating for this for a long time. Hot people do get sad too,
That's
actually.
not true. I don't
and it's
buy
really
it.
hard for us because no one believes us.
No. I can't. I refuse.
Yeah, of course you would say that
Godzilla
with
is
those
too
juicy
sexy
lips.
to be sad.
Jesus Christ. I'm, of course, referring to their reptilian nature, please. I have my
Godzilla.
biologist glasses on today.
Just going up to Godzilla and being like, you could be a model, you know?
Oh, you're so fucking beautiful.
Put you on the cover of a magazine, Godzilla.
Hey, you ever wear jeans? I do want to look up Godzilla in jeans. That's a real killer idea.
Half unbuttoned, lizard abs coming down.
Where's that tail go?
Yeah, Godzilla has cum gutters. I've always said that.
They glow blue.
That's why he can't be sad.
Gong, 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 gong. That should be one of the new sounds for our board, by the way. Is the Godzilla energy beam sound? We're clocking it now. I'll remember this later because I said that.
Find it on YouTube.
Anyway,
There's nothing sadder though than to think about Godzilla being that hot and having no one to fuck. Like that's got to be a lonely existence.
You got
Let's think about
Mothra.
that. You got those cum guthers, no one to come
That's
in.
true. That's true.
and Mothra is the queen of monsters.
Mothra? She's the big moth.
I know she's the big. This is what we talked about last time. Anyway, my final answer for the question is no, because she's a big lizard.
Godzilla.
And so she
Yeah.
doesn't get bored or tired of being alive. She's just looking for a big
Is
sunbeam
Godzilla
or a
always a
nuclear
girl?
bomb.
I thought he's usually a boy.
It switches.
Okay. I'm
It
sorry.
depends on the canon.
Okay.
Well, that part sounds exciting. I'm gonna say sometimes they get bored. That's why they smash stuff.
Yeah, apparently sometimes they do. Godzilla was in 1966. Apparently, Godzilla was originally a love interest for Kong.
Okay, Kong. You a freak.
Monkey fucking a lizard.
You a freak for this one.
That's all the answer says. It doesn't really say.
And then there's some pictures.
Godzilla, to me, was not in his right mindset in this film, and he was just acting mindlessly at most times.
Yeah, he kind of.
Godzilla, is everything okay?
He was in the bloody cane.
That's the only answer.
I love that this person kept it canonical.
There's one more answer, by the way.
The one answer is just in 1966, Kong had sex with him. Thank you for writing it.
There is one more answer from Johnny Fletcher who says Godzilla doesn't exist.
Owned, destroyed.
You
Thanks,
fucking
Johnny.
got us. You got us.
You left this question like goddamn Tokyo after
I think Godzilla wrote this question to try to get the word out. Does anyone else think Godzilla might get lonely?
You guys think lizards get sad and need people to write them at their address 123 the ocean? I like how both those people stuck with two different versions of reality instead of addressing the question in any sort of philosophical sense. One was like, not real. What are you talking about? And the other one was like, we have to look to the literature. We have to look to the art itself.
Their employment description as well is just master of the Godzilla franchise, 28 years and counting. So they had no answer, just wanted to drop a Godzilla fact in there.
Godzilla fact.
Godzilla fact.
Godzilla once fucked King Kong. Godzilla fact.
Godzilla fact.
All right. That's enough about Godzilla. Okay, this one's from Austin Millens on the Discord. How do magnets not run out of battery?
They do eventually.
Boom.
No.
You said magnets, right?
Yeah.
Eventually their fields will break down.
Yeah. But they don't have batteries.
We're talking like, I don't know how long. This is like a guess, but we're talking like 500,000 years.
This is like a bullet escaping the moon's orbit style guess, but probably like 2 million years.
I do know they break down.
Yeah.
I think the assumption here is that this person, whether they're trolling or not, thinks that there are batteries in a magnet.
Yeah, you got to replace those.
This is someone who thinks that their magnet is like their iPhone and they just can't see the battery.
The bunny with symbols inside your magnet has gotten tired.
Steve Jobs doesn't want you to open your magnet
philosophers, Insane Clown Posse. Magnets, how do they work?
How do they work?
It's true.
And
I don't know.
Many don't know. We do have some top answers from some senior software engineers here. It says there's two common misconceptions. One, magnets do not have or produce energy, they exert a force.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the difference is, but it doesn't count and it's different.
Okay, cool. Thanks, nerd.
And then also that there's not batteries in there, I'm guessing is the other one. It's too long of an answer.
That forces don't consume energy. So they don't run down, apparently.
Sometimes they burn crosses.
That's true.
That's true. That's not covered in the answer.
He didn't say that.
He doesn't want you to know about that part.
That's in the forbidden section.
Any others? Let's see.
I just took the question to mean, can a magnet stop? Like, and it does eventually. It breaks down.
Yeah, but how does it not run out of battery?
Well, it breaks down because of loneliness, like Godzilla. Godzilla also breaks down after 2 million years. He's just like, I'm going to fuck some shit up.
I wonder if King Kong ever fucked a magnet.
Probably.
If King Kong has the same impulses like apes have, then he's like doing all kinds of
that's
gross
true.
shit. Yeah, like chimps like fuck frogs to death. And stuff. Like,
that's absolutely true.
And
did you learn that on Quora?
That's just from real life, okay? They pick up a frog and they go to town with it. And then it depicts that in the Kong films, essentially the kindest way to do it is to give him a girlfriend, Godzilla, who's sad.
In my monkey cartoon, one of the lines that we cut because we decided was too dark that I wrote was a character threatening someone by saying, I'm going to fuck you like a frog.
Jeremy very much tickled me by turning very shyly to me and going, in my monkey cartoon? That reminds me of my monkey cartoon?
I have a cartoon about monkeys that's very important to me.
It's not out yet.
I want to see the monkey cartoon.
It's
and
on
also,
Adult Swim. Go check it out.
I'm not trying to throw cups at Alex, but yet again, you're sexying up the conversation. Like, we're just having a normal conversation. Now you're fucking frogs to death, dude.
It's true.
It's relevant.
Chimps are bad,
I guess
though.
not to the magnet question, to the Godzilla one, which we returned to because this one kind of sucked.
What's the really nice gorilla that lost a few kittens? Coco,
Coco.
where they're like, Coco loves kittens, but she has lost a few.
Oh no, I don't like what you're implying about Coco.
They're like, Coco could never hurt a kitten. She's a nice gorilla.
She's a good lady.
She's one of the good gorillas.
You're saying that gorilla fucked itself with one of them cats?
I think the gorilla just killed the cat. I don't think gorillas have real emotions.
Yeah, it was definitely get grapes of wrath situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kindest way to put it. Oh, producer Waffles may be showing up in a minute here. We'll see. Let's go on to the next question.
Okay, pull it up.
We're on a tear here. Can children see the spirit world?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'll take my answer off air.
No, it's not. That's not a good question.
I don't know.
Really good question.
Do you know the answer?
No, they cannot.
I think they could see the spirit world.
Do you think they can see it better or worse than adults? What's the spirit world?
What do you mean what's the spirit
ghosts?
world? Yeah, like ghosts, like Santa.
Santa's in the spirit world?
Santa's a form of ghost. This is touched upon in many media and literature.
Okay.
Oftentimes there's a special bell that you ring and then you know Santa's coming and only the children can hear
That's
it.
in Polar Express.
And that's in the Polar
A famous
Express.
Cinema Sin style plot hole because it's like what, these adults, they don't remember hearing the bell.
Yeah.
But also like in that movie, it's so funny because
Pan
like
too. It's like every metaphor for childhood is that you lose your ability because you are, shamed and disdained by the world, and therefore you can no longer see ghosts. But it's like I definitely think kids have a brighter outlook if that's what you're asking me. But if you're asking me if like they walk around like we do when we're on DMT, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Kids are all on DMT. They're looking at the machine elves.
Do you feel like you can see the spirit world when you do DMT?
Sometimes I believe that. Other times I just believe that, the matrices that our brain paints in order to perceive the reality that our eyeballs are trying to feed into it break down because I'm on drugs. And during that breakdown, the brain's trying to piece it back together. And we all have the same 5 ways we piece it back together. Elf people, the machines, whatever, because these are the only metaphors we have for building a reality. And then other times when I'm in a good mood, I'm like, yeah, dude, I talked to a god and he helped me through some stuff.
He helped me write this new stand-up bit.
I'm kind of saving my DMT experience for when I've broken my neck falling from a ravine.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'll enjoy it more if it's a first time. Sure. Like I don't want to be dying and think like, oh, this bullshit again.
I've met funny. You. The machine elves don't remember you.
Saving yourself for marriage. The atheist, where I'm saving DMT for death.
Yeah, I would just feel so embarrassed if I met one of the machine elves a second time and it was like I saw someone at a party and I'm like, machine elves, and they're like, hi, nice to meet you, and I'm like, dude, we met.
Still here, huh? You helped me mine that stand-up material. Remember?
There was a guy I was hearing about from one of my friends who definitely smokes too much DMT. Some documentary, I think it's on Netflix. There's a guy who claims to be having a relationship with a purple woman.
That rocks.
And then another of his friends smoked the same DMT and was like, the purple woman said to tell you hi, but I accidentally outed you that you had a girlfriend in this realm and she's mad at you.
Oh my God.
Dude, you can't meet my girlfriend. She goes to another realm.
That's literally what I said.
I would feel so insecure knowing I've angered the mystical purple woman.
Dude, you fucked my girlfriend from the DMT realm?
What are the repercussions for that?
That's so funny.
I don't want the purple woman being mad at me. Anyway, yeah, children can see the spirit world and they have all kinds of adventures with frogs and so forth.
Also, the thing I was going to say about the Polar Express is that the presents show up, but Santa's bringing them there. But the parents don't believe in Santa. So where do they think the presents are coming from?
They thought the mom bought them, and the mom thought the dad brought them.
I don't like
Is this like an additional layer of Santa's? He also hypnotizes your parents into thinking that
he's like, he does like a shitty magic.
Yeah.
He's like an okay hypnotist.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
We're dog sitting, and this dog's going crazy.
Okay, feel free to get at that dog.
The dog hates that I disrespected Santa Claus.
It's not that kind of podcast.
He heard the purple woman. He was like, I've seen that woman. She's the gray woman. I always called her the gray woman.
She's a beautiful gray woman. How much time do we have? We're really upsetting this dog.
The dog.
We got 10 more minutes. We got 10 more minutes at us.
You want to read any of these answers?
Are any of them good?
There's a dog. Dude, people love dogs.
Hell yes, dude.
What happened is my wife left and this dog freaked out. But I think as long as I pet the dog, we'll be fine.
Oh,
People
okay.
want to see dogs in podcast videos. This is a positive for us.
And this has been very much a cat podcast up until this very
I can
moment.
see the spirit world. I'll tell you that right now.
For the audio
And they're
listeners.
up to some bullshit.
That's the dog. The dog is talking.
He's keeping it real. Onyx Raven says, depends on the child.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So we're agnostic. Pick a side.
Different aspects of the spirit world manifest around us all the time. The thing is, kids have not yet learned to ignore it by calling it delusion, hallucination, stress, trick of the eye, mental illness. Thank you, Onyx Raven.
Thank you, Onyx Raven.
Thank you, Onyx Raven.
I mean,
So if we take that theory further, Onyx Raven, I think, believes that like schizophrenic people might actually potentially be seeing the spirit world, not just talking to
'cause
figments
they
of
do
their
say
imagination.
mental illness, stress.
Wait, this answer
Yeah.
might get a little spicy at the bottom.
What is it? Oh no! You have to read it.
Onyx Raven takes
We
a
do
twist
not
here.
endorse Onyx Raven.
Okay.
But please read it.
Without endorsing what Onyx Raven says.
I knew it was going to get racial or anti-Semitic. Here we go.
Except for the first part about the children seeing the spirit world, which we all agree is correct. The degree to which they are able to interact with the spirit world is hereditary, but at times just randomized. That's why, that being why they burned witches to death. I don't really understand. To attempt ending gifted pagans' bloodlines, whose very existence they believed to be subverting the aims of the church. It didn't quite work, but it was somewhat effective. For example, it is now universally spoken aloud that such things are a sign of madness, rather than one of a series of gifts. Behind closed doors, however, then we had the age of charlatans, because like Jews or gays, those who can... for real, remember the purge, is instinctively shy away for public knowledge. Anywho, I digress.
I like that Onyx Raven like thinks of the world as like D&D class bonuses, where they're like, well, if you spec into gay or Jewish, you can see the spirit realm more easily, but you have a higher chance of upsetting the church.
So wait a minute. Just so I'm clear, is Onyx Raven saying that the Jews have a special ability, as do the gays? Or are they saying we should actually kill them, just not the witches?
I don't know.
I think they have access to alternate spirits, like the golem.
Oh, I see. And the gays, the giant dildo in the sky, like what's that about?
I had the age of Charlotte.
I don't know. I'm imagining it like a StarCraft tech triangle
sure.
thing, where it's like gays have access
Sure.
to, like
rock, paper, scissors kind of battle.
yeah, like high power, high cost units.
Right.
does-
So the
it
gays
does
are
feel like-
Protoss.
Yeah.
It does feel like in Hollywood, and I want to say before I say that this is a huge compliment, and it's only meant as one, that the gays have been able to tap into something.
Sure.
And in the sense of like, sometimes you go out and be like, you're gorgeous, talented, funny. What is happening? You know?
How do you do it?
And they all
How do you
love
do it,
Alex.
gays? Oh, because you can see the spirit world.
And the question answers itself. Well, thank you to Onyx Raven for keeping these questions real for once.
Thank you, Onyx Raven. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna switch tack here for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Get a little romantic with our next segment, Core Romance.
I'm going to put on my lip balm for core romance.
Drew, you're a married man,
I am.
so you'll probably relate to this next question. May be relevant to you. The question is, of course, can a pregnant woman cheat on her husband?
What? How's that a question? Of course not, because then we stone her to death.
In
No.
woke prison, you're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't. What does that mean? Like, do they mean, is it possible? I hope they don't mean, is it possible?
I think they mean, are they allowed to? Like, if you're
Some
pregnant,
people, like,
you get a
if-
pass.
They get the pass.
You
They're
get the
invited to the
You're
cookout of
pregnant.
cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't count if we're in different
you
areas.
get one hall
the
pass
baby was there.
because you're upset and you've got hormones going.
Some people just don't understand the biology of being pregnant and are like, can you like, is there anything going on down there? Is there just like a baby dangling out the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you think they might be asking, is it literally possible? Like the pussy's plugged up, right? Like when they're pregnant, nobody can get in there.
Oh yeah.
Just
So
a
like,
quick reminder, we are on Quora.com.
So
I
maybe-
think it's a real chance that's the question.
this is what happened. A guy caught his wife cheating, and she was like, how could I have cheated on you? I literally cannot have sex. I am pregnant.
I'm full of baby
If someone
right
tried to have sex with me, my baby would be like, no, and
Yeah.
kick it out. And he was like, let me find out about this.
This seed
I like that
honors
the move you
father.
did was the baby high fiving.
Yeah,
a
just
dick.
pushing the dick out. Just, no.
No. Yeah, Jeremy's had a lot of practice with this one.
I did it a lot. as a baby.
You cheated when you were pregnant?
No, my mom cheated when she was pregnant, and I was in there like, get out of my house.
Wow, this is a big episode. Big episode for Jeremy Lord.
That was the spirit world, Jeremy.
Oh my God. My mom had sex with Santa Claus.
So, yeah, I guess final answer.
Well, my wife is pregnant currently.
Okay.
She can definitely cheat on me.
She's allowed to. So we all agree.
Well, that wouldn't be cheating. If I said she was allowed to, wouldn't that make it not cheating?
Wow.
That's not
an
cheating.
interesting.
I just meant she's like physically, she's definitely able and she's still hot. She's like a hot pregnant lady, which some people are really into that. So I don't really know what they're getting at.
She got that glow.
The answer is yes.
Yeah. Okay. I guess my question is, could a person so full of life commit an act of betrayal?
If she ran into Bill de Blasio, what would happen?
Oh, by the way, Bill de Blasio is Polly. That's
That's the news of the day.
In case you're wondering, they announced it in the newspaper.
It was in the New York Times breaking. Bill de Blasio is Polly.
Bill de Blasio's after your girl. Also,
it's funny because if you say Bill de Blasio real fast, it sounds like a mall in Italy where you would build a polycule. Bill de Blasio.
Bill de Blasio.
He also is like 2 blocks away from here, so they could.
Is he? Oh yeah, that's true.
Get him on. We could ask.
Oh, we have to get Bill de Blasio.
That's gonna be the biggest episode of the show. Yeah, we got Bill de Blasio. He doesn't even fit on camera.
I told you this literally. I've genuinely have said if you ever see him in the street, you must ask him to come on our podcast.
I haven't because it would be really obvious.
Can I come on and ask him to date me and my pregnant wife?
You can.
Yeah, I guess I'll like contact you if I see Bill de Blasio. Anyway, the top answer is yes, and many do. So there you go. Nobody is cheating more than pregnant women. Thanks for writing in.
Some dude who got cheated on by his pregnant wife.
She kind of uses it as like a super bonus in Mario. When you get the mushroom, you're invincible for a while to just take loads all over town.
When as soon as you get pregnant.
Can't get pregnant.
Oh, man.
Just imagine a very dumb person who thinks you can't get STDs either. I'm pregnant. I can fuck whoever I want. Raw dog.
Yeah, the baby kicks him out.
Get up in this shit.
Pregnant women can enjoy full sex if done with care. Well, I feel like that settles it.
Great answer.
Nobody has any more questions about pregnant women after those two.
You want to just do that bottom one?
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll just do one of these because we're a little long on time here. But this is a medical question. So we have to get our medical song up here.
That's right.
I got it. Right here. Okay. Welcome to Quora MD, the one-stop shop for all of your medical questions. You're sick and you're dying. That's usually what it's about. This week we have a pretty enticing one. It's kind of a twist on a classic and keeps going with our loving theme today, our theme of romance, which is what does it feel like to wear a diaper that is really full of poop?
I like that this is a medical question. This is a medical question.
This is well, where would you put it?
You meet a doctor and you're like, I got a question for you, doc.
What does it feel like
to wear a diaper that is really full of
It's
poop?
not like, is it okay?
I don't want to know what it's like if it's kind of full of poop.
Yeah, if
don't
it's
lie to me.
Plum bursting with the stuff, I guess, is the question.
Plum bursting.
Just
even poop you've made sexy.
Well, it's hard not to, Drew.
Well, I've got good news for you. The answers all say it feels great.
They're all yes, an emphatic yes. On or I guess
so
positive,
excited about it that they are misspelling words. The first comment's like, it feels amazing. It feels so fucking good.
We're gonna read you exactly what it
then
says.
If you sit down in it while she's staring at you.
Oh God.
I just like to say before we get into the answers, I don't think it would feel good.
I don't think it would feel good.
It's gonna give you
all.
a rash.
I don't think it would
feel good.
You're sitting in your own juices and shit.
Waiting for the fucking ball to drop.
And pulling down on you.
It's gonna be staining on you all day.
You don't want that.
Those things are snug so that nothing can get out. So if you get it full, now you're constricted.
I guess I'm just against it. Anyway, here's the answer.
I'm against this question. I'm upset by this whole segment.
The top answer is from user H, which is HFDGHJ.
Well, he is a professional. If you read his
and
qualifications.
his qualifications are: I have wet and messed my pants day and night. So that's on every answer he answers that says that below his name.
This is one of the worst fetish questions we've asked in a long time.
1976.
Yeah, upvote that, Alex. Get an upvote on that one.
This is going to be relevant. He says, it feels amazing and warm. It makes it saggier, but it feels warm, squishy if you sit, or it is very full and warm.
It's
so
like,
disgusting.
Man, there's almost nothing that can make me squirm when it comes to sex, and like poop and kids are the only two things, and it's just we've got it right now in spades. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Alex,
I don't like this person.
I'm sorry to do this to you, Drew, but can you read this next one?
Okay, this next one is by a listener, or not
No, it's not my listener.
This is just a Quora user, Andy Rue. I have been a DL for many years.
It's so funny to read people's full names on this podcast and be like, all right, this is what this guy said.
If you'd like to find out where this person lives, I'm sure you could narrow it down. Anyway, they say, it feels amazing. A wet and messy nappy is the best thing in the world. I prefer it when my poop is semi-soft, as that way if you do it when you're sitting down, it spreads between your legs as well as up your butt.
Oh, no.
Straight to woke prison, no cuddling.
Yeah, this is the darkest ward of woke prison, by the way, are just the gross poop sex people. Sometimes I have pooped so much that it has almost come out of the top of the nappy at the back.
Oh, no.
See photo. Certainly, if you wear the nappy.
See the photo. Do not see the photo. I don't even want to watch you.
Wait, I can't look at the photo.
It
I think I
doesn't
will
look
literally.
like there is a photo, though.
I will literally
if I
throw
click
up.
it, is there a photo? There's no photo.
I think it might have gotten deleted.
And I think
Yeah, even Quora is like, hey,
You
this
can't
is too
post
gnarly,
that.
dude.
Hey,
You could have the text.
yeah, the mod came in and was like, you guys are being gross, man.
The mod's sitting there in a piss-filled diaper. You guys are being disgusting. Like, we don't talk about
That's
it.
not what we do on the poop community subforum. Certainly, if you wear the nappy too long, it comes out between your legs if you're moving around a lot.
Alex, please, I'm begging you to stop. I will, or I'll mute until you just wave at me when you're done.
Okay, all right. Well, they're all along those lines, I'll say. Is there any other
Can I read
funny...
one more thing?
Okay.
This is not disgusting, but just the beginning of this
It's
one. It
just
says,
important.
To answer this question, hi, my name is Becky, and I am 35 years old. It's like, all right, let's get into it.
Oh,
All right, give me a little bit of what she says.
I mean,
I
she's
gotta know
just
now that I've
saying,
got
like,
a face and a name.
One day I was in class and poop started running out of my pull-ups, and my friends quickly took me to the bathroom stall and waited for me to finish so they could help me clean up while I'm changing my poopy pants.
Wait, Jeremy, I have to add in, everyone else is doing like a gross sex thing with this. This person is like medically has to wear a diaper.
Did I miss
and
that?
is like, let me just genuinely answer your question. I have cerebral palsy.
Oh,
and I wear
I totally
diapers
missed
every day.
this. I just skipped that.
And everyone else is like, I bet it fucking makes you come.
All right, I take it back.
Okay.
Becky, we salute you here at Quora.
Do you think Becky and or whatever just had a meet cute? Maybe they fell in love.
Maybe.
On Quora.com.
Hey, I mean, look, if this is what gets you off, like, I don't, do your thing. Like, this is harmless, literally.
Quora, do your thing.
Quora, if this is what gets you going, go for it. And if you're someone who has to wear a diaper for medical reasons and you're nervous you'll never find love, hook up with Hafudja, because that guy's fucking into it.
Yeah,
super into it. That's always
passionate.
genuinely been an interesting question to me, is when someone has a specific fetish and then you have the thing that satisfies it. Is that like exciting because someone's very into you, or is it like a little off-putting?
I think it's like double negative kind of situation. Like they're kind of removing your special identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
like little person is the main way I think about it. It's like, a lot of people fetishize little people. It's like, do they want that, or are they like, you're objectifying me?
That seems
But
a little
sometimes I want to be
weird.
objectified.
No, I think that's probably weird because I feel like I know, like, for example, like Asian women who don't like dating guys who only date Asian women. You know what I mean? Like, just like, if it's just let it be normal.
Would you know if they did like it? Because then they just wouldn't mention it at all. They'd be like, "Great, the system works."
Those dudes always bring it up. Those dudes open with that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so excited when I saw how Asian you are.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. That might be weirder than the poop guys. The poop guys.
I think you might be right.
I just wonder if there's anything like I'll ever feel the joy of the poop
Wearing
guy.
a diaper that is really
Not
full
that,
of
but
poop?
like that wouldn't be good for me though. That would upset me. So it's just
You
like
don't have his thing. You're saying I wish I had something that
Yeah.
made me feel so happy I would go
Yeah.
on the internet and anonymously embarrass myself.
because it must
talking
be
about how
that good
it feels.
if it's
Yeah.
if he's willing to go online and post about being a little baby with a full diaper.
I'm just gonna say this: don't knock it till you tried it.
Fair enough.
There's a few things you can knock till you try.
Yeah, weird.
Wait.
This is yeah.
One more answer to the question, which is again, what does it feel like to wear a diaper really full of poop? I don't know. Put a friggin' diaper on and poop in it. Tell us what it feels like. Duh.
Perfect.
There's always someone being mean
the
on
duh
all
in
of
there?
these. Yeah.
Yeah, it does in there.
Just some shitty response on every single one of these.
No, I love imagining those are sincere. Like some dude's like favorite thing to do is relax with a beer and read Quora. And, look at this idiot. He thinks he can't figure it out. He doesn't even know. Just do it yourself, dude.
I like one person says, "What a stupid question. You can't be serious. How old are you? Like 12 or 10?" It's like that's also too old.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you're not in diapers usually.
No.
I think we've really covered the gamut on this one. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
lie.
That's all our questions.
That one's wrapped up.
So at the end of every episode, Drew.
now you're done with it. I begged you to stop minutes ago.
I wasn't done then.
The diaper wasn't full yet.
Well, Drew, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it's over? We
Not
gotta
yet.
end on
We have
that?
one more thing. We have one more thing. We have
Okay,
to
good.
ask our own question on Quora. So do you have any questions that you want to ask the Quora community? And then we'll check in next week and find out what the deal is.
Yeah, I got a few.
Let's hear
I
it.
feel dumb. The one that popped into my brain first, I feel so stupid.
Let's hear it.
It does not belong on Quora.
How they
if you feel that way.
they get water to the top of tall buildings like before we had like all the electricity and stuff? Like it feels like they were able to do that before we had should have had the means. Like what's that beautiful thing in it? I think it's in Italy or Greece.
Aqueducts?
That was the aqueduct. It's like how the fuck did that work? How the fuck did that work?
Okay, so I think in order to qualify this question, we have to start with how do you get water to the top of tall buildings, and then a follow up that is wrong in some way, and then that should get people coming out of the woodwork
Yeah.
to kind of yell at
Did
us.
they use wind?
Did they use wind? Is a great suggestion, Jeremy.
And then people will be like, "No, idiot," and then they'll tell us the real answer.
Dispersing pressure, dumbass.
All right, I'll ask that question on Quora.com.
Yeah, Jeremy, type that up. In the meantime, Drew, thank you so much for coming on. We got to know, where can our listeners find you and your wonderful products at home and abroad?
Yeah, you can follow me on social media. I'm at Drew Morg Comedy on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm at Full Poopy Diaper 420. I quit Twitter. Just DrewMorganComedy.com. Just look for Drew Morgan, the comedian, if you want to look for me. I'll be in New York for a show soon. I'll be in San Diego doing some shows coming up. I'll be in Austin, Texas, and Asheville, North Carolina doing some shows.
Yeah, check it out. Follow Drew online and come to his shows.
Yeah. Thanks for
And
coming on.
Also, because we
Can I
forgot.
also say that this is the best bad idea for a podcast I've ever experienced? And what
Thank
I
you
mean
so
by that
much.
is this is incredible. It was so great. The structure's good. The only downside is no one knows what Quora is. People do.
There's not enough eating on mic, I think, is a structural complaint.
I think we need
often
more
have.
food in Alex's mouth and more poop-related questions that we can read and be disgusted by.
Well, I had a
Oh, the dog is freaking the fuck out. We're done here. We're done. Goodbye.
Goodbye.